Hello everyone, V here and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Last time we managed to finally uncurse the second thing in the game, the Pocket Watch. And now we are off to look for Uncle Murray, still, hopefully. And before I go on with everything, I have to clarify that this is not a 100% playthrough. As I said, I'm still missing a couple of achievements myself, but also a couple of achievements actually exclude each other. So if you're going for one of them, you will not be able to go for another. Uh, this is, yeah, basically you cannot do a 100% playthrough in one save file. So that's it. Hey Vivian, how'd you sleep? Fine until a mob guy crawled in my bedroom window. Oh yeah, that window's pretty lousy. Anyways, the next antique I need to find is a compass. The directions kind, not the circles kind. The detectotron says it's out near Crystaldream Lake. I don't know where it is, but I bet it's too far to walk. Do you have a car I can borrow? No, but I have something even better than that. Two cars? A bus pass! The stop out front is your gateway to a whole wide world of adventure. Swell, thanks. Unlimited bus pass, good for an entire year. It's truly a ticket to a world of moderate convenience and comfort. I mean, at least it's something. Swell, thanks. Where do I go when I get there? Unfortunately, I couldn't get a more specific reading than near the lake. Something about the place is making the instruments go all screwy. Here, take this map. Crystaldream Lake postcard. Now, this picture postcard of Crystaldream Lake is detailed enough to serve as an Earth's map. And this is a postcard. It has a map with the lake on it. It has a picture of the lake on it. Yeah, that's what a map is. Picture of a place. I guess I can't argue with that logic. I guess you could say that. Hopefully. Okay, so I mean it was personal. Okay, so nestled among the books and papers is a book of old but still valid postage stamps that you're missing. They're surrounded with a haze of weird shadowy energy, but you can still clearly see the illustrations of cute dogs on them. Wait a minute, cute dogs? That's just like the stamp that survived your luggage fire. Oh dang, of course, that stamp is what destroyed your luggage. All your best stuff was in there, your clothes, your teddy bear. That tears it. This shadow business has become personal. I mean, it was personal already because of Murray being your uncle and all, but now it's extra personal. And girl, what's up? These stamps have shadow gunk on them, and one of them killed my luggage. Oh my gosh, I guess that was my fault. I ran out of stamps and found those inside Murray's desk. I didn't even think to test them. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, it's whatever is causing this damn shadow stuff. I'm definitely going to put a stop to it though. Wait, how many of these stamps have you used? Just the one, thankfully. The rest must have already been gone when Murray found them. Well, that's good news at least. Thanks, I guess. I checked the message pad next to the phone. There's a note for it. Call Don T. Okay, let's call him back. You dialed the number. Tell your patience. Whom is telephoning, might I inquire? Ah, I hate this guy. Hi Don, it's me, Vivian. Ah, you recipientated my missive. Commendable. Yeah, what's up? There is an assignment of which I require your confirmation. I keep saying I'm like 100% sure that he's butchering half of the words that he's using. An assignment? Yeah, in the comedic sort, I might refer to it as an undertaking. Ha ha. I'm glad you aren't the comedic sort. There is an antiquated distillery near Crystaldream Lake. Grandpa Joe's distillery, to be precautious. It was abandoned when prohibitioning began, albeit with its liquor manufacturing equipment intact. A group contrapositive to our own has claimed it as its territory. These bloodsuckers to be evicted? Evicted! For fuck's sake. With extreme prejudice. So, you want me to give the bombs rush to a bunch of rival mob goons? There's no underground criminal organization that rivals our own in this vicinity. When I say bloodsuckers, it is my intentioning that you will observe in that phraseology a high degree of literalness. The group to which I referenced are Nosferatu. What? Nosferatu, Lanksuir, Srigoi, Draculas, Vampires, okay, I get it. You're telling me there are actual vampires in this part of the world? Limited. They have been a pain in our necks for quite an extensive period of time. Oh, I appear to have inadvertently voiced another witticism. I didn't notice. Alright, I'll take care of your vampires. I guess it isn't that much weirder than the fishmen. Where's this distillery? Thanks for the directions. Additional to that, you will be requisitioning the combination for the lock. Let me guess, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Certainly not. Kindly allow us the credit for a modicum of operational securitizing. We selected the most unassailable combination possible. 9999. Alright, bye. Yeah. Nothing new, Charles? Okay. Do I have Cat Boon or... No, I do not, so I might as well. There we go, thank you. So I guess it's time to... Oh, hello. Blunt flapper cracks a chewing gum and gives you a sharky grin and a little wave. Hey there, Sugar, you're Vivian Taylor, right? Depends who's asking. Oh, look at you being all tough and mysterious. Well, Molly Button is who's asking, Sugar. I don't like games, but I don't push your luck at me. Okay, you got me, so how do you know my name? Boss sent me to lend you a hand, and to keep an eye on you, savvy? What? Hey now, I put in my 2 weeks notice before I left Poughkeepsie, fair and square. Huh? No, not that boss, you all can. The boss. The boss? You know. He glances over both shoulders, then hisses at you. The mob boss. Oh, that's the boss. Sheesh, I can tell if you get a screw loose if you're just funning with me. I like to keep people guessing. So what, you're supposed to partner up with me? That's the deal, McNeil. And do what? That's a 20-something girl like you doing working with a mob anyway. Hey now, I'm just a pretty face. He pulls a Tommy gun with a full-size drum magazine from behind her back, gives it a flip in the air, and catches it with a mouth glitter in her eyes. Holy jeez. Put that away before someone sees it. And yeah, teehee. Cripes, you have to whisper the boss. But you're fine with waving a machine gun around in public. So, are we teaming up or what? Yeah, why not? Welcome to the party. Ishi, you want Ishi to come here right now or cool my heels at the purple door for a while? You have to come with me. Hey, Obi, mind waiting for me at the purple door? Suits me just fine, my dogs are barking up a storm. You got it, let's get the bricks. Nice. The downside of switching partners is that every single time they start at level 1, so you gotta go through a couple of fights and so on and so on. But here, you see an IRS agent through the window of a diner struggling with his paperwork. Pinch his cheek and keep walking. No sympathy for the IRS, but I'm going back to the hobo camp, as there should be, yes, this mumbling dude. How we met at the abandoned grocery store, slouching around and generally staring off into space. Hi there, Samuel. How's it going? There. I am not reading his mumbling. Doing fine, thanks. Do you have any hobo code to share? Sure. Fishes an old store recipe out of his pocket and grasps some very small symbols for you to squint at. Thanks. You able to find any work? But that's a shame. Right here, don't let it get you down. How's the camp treating you? That seems nice, everyone's real friendly. Once again, I'm not making this sound. That's great, community's real important. Definitely better than standing on an abandoned street corner. I don't suppose there's any chance of a punchline where you suddenly say something really elaborate and completely understandable, is there? Yeah, I don't think so, just checking. See you later. But yeah, hobo code is important, but now let's go to Crystaldream Lake. And we properly kick off chapter 2. And we have actually kind of familiar stuff around here because there's the background, I think, nearly identical to what you would see in West of Loathing. Okay, so that's the first thing that we have to... Probably should talk to the guy first. Okay, the lighthouse keeper, presumably. Excuse me, are you the lighthouse keeper? Sorry to bother you, my name is Vivian Taylor. Red letter, yellow letter. Red letter, yellow letter. Are you okay? Yeah, it just... I ain't talked out loud in a while. I get rusty. I see. Loudness keeping's a lonely job, huh? Well, it's solitary, that's for sure. I ain't mind it though. I ain't exactly a people person. What can I do for ya? What does a lighthouse keeper actually do? I used, there used to be I had to light lamp every sundown and then douse it again at sunrise to save on fuel. Used to be. When it was an oil lamp, we got a hookup with an electrical grid a couple of years ago though, so now I just leave it on all the time. But all I have to do now is change the bulb once in a while. Sounds very peaceful. But yeah, that it is. Nice and quiet and plenty of time on my hands. Must have a bunch of hobbies. But yeah, got a book and a whittling knife and plenty of middle distance to stare into. How do you get into this line of work? All my family's always been lighthouse keepers, on both sides. Mom and Pa kept lighthouses within sight of each other. Used to whip the lights back and forth once in a while. Oh, that's kind of romantic. You know, I never did find out how I was actually born. What? Anyway, was there something I needed? This dude was just willed into existence, okay? Have you seen an old compass around? The directions kind or the circles kind? Directions. Yep, got an old one. I picked up at an estate sale about 20 odd years ago, I reckon. I'd show it ya, but it's upstairs and the lighthouse is flooded. Flooded? Yep, filled right up to the top. Have a look through the window there and you might see a fish pass by. How did that even happen? Pump broke. No, I mean, how does a lighthouse just fill up with water? We aren't even below sea level here. Something to do with the tides, I reckon. This is a lake. Anyhow, I need a Glaxton valve to fix the pump. There's a hardware store down the road a piece, if you mind to help out. Alright, okay, fair enough. Through the window we can see that the lighthouse tower is entirely filled with water. The lighthouse keeper has put a little cork in the keyhole. Of course. Arcana, can I make something fancy? Cool. Oh, definitely glow nut. Nice. Mysticality. 1 AP regeneration. Select. Thank you. More fancy food. Okay, that should be more than enough. I know that I used up arcane flower, but I'm not going to make the doughboy familiar. I just don't feel like it. A simple vanity for a simple man, okay? Lighthouse keeper's bed is simple but very tidy. Single book sits on the table. War and Peace, huh? That's a hefty one. Find the bookmark now. Oh, of course. Oh, looks like you just started. Been reading it about 5.5 years. Your bookmark is still in chapter 1. I just about got out to the last sentence of it. I've been reading one word every day. War and Peace is almost 600,000 words long. Yeah, don't tell me how it ends. I won't. I really won't. It's my chess set. Do you whittle the pieces yourself? Yep, took me 16 years. It took you 6 months to carve each piece? Bones went quicker and than the tall ones, but more or less, yeah. The horses were particularly tricky, no sense in rushing it. I guess not. Okay, do you want to play a game? Can't, already got a game in progress. The only piece that's been moved is a single white pawn. Yep, I went first. That was about 2 years ago. Who are you playing with? Nobody. Well, here, I'll play you. You push one of the black pawns forward. Interesting. It's your turn. Don't rush me, I want to consider all the possibilities. Come back in 3 or 4 months. Right. I mean, I guess when you are stuck in a lighthouse and you have nothing else to do, you can allow yourself for all the extra time, extra whatever. Okay, you push through the woods and into a small clearing and discover a group of 3 vampires because apparently you aren't allowed to discover anything good in any of these clearings. I say 3 vampires, but there's 1 vampire, 1 bat, and 1 small cloud, so it could just be a vampire, her pet bat, the leftovers of a bean's lunch. I assure you, we are all 3 vampires. Oh crap, she heard me. Let's have a talk first. What's the deal here? Are you demonstrating the vampire evolutionary line or something? What? You know, like the bat evolved out of the cloud and then the humanoid vampire evolved out of the bat? No, it's... Is that part of the caveman vampire? No, if anything, this is more like the 3 states of vampire matter. But, you know, solid, liquid, and gas. Bats are liquid. Look, the metaphor is not a perfect one. Are we going to fight or what? The keep talking. Let's. Honestly, I'd rather keep talking about vampire physics. This is interesting. If we are solid, liquid, and gas, that implies the existence of a fourth kind of vampire, alright? Look, I already said it's not a perfect. Actually, yes, now that you mention it, there is a fourth kind of vampire. A plasma vampire? Yes, when a vampire is destroyed by sunlight, they sometimes become a high energy but short-lived vampiric spirit, which we call a moroi. Which, now that you mention it, is rather analogous to the plasma state of matter. Neat! Well done, I've never thought of this before. You're very intelligent, or human. Oh heck, I was just kind of stalling for time to be honest, but maybe bats are liquid. Everyone turns and looks at the bat, shrugs wordlessly. I should go find some other vampires with which to discuss the implications of the good evening, human. The vampires disappear into the woods, leaving behind the remains of the picnic. Cosmetic wine, okay. Vampires' metabolism won't process real wine, but vampires still want to look like cool wine people. Okay, fair enough. A spooky looking lady is guarding the front of the old distillery. Presumably she's a vampire? She looks spooky enough to be a vampire. Is that racist? She glares at me as if proud, her eyes flashing blood red. Be gone from this place, you have no business here. Well, I'd like for you to invite me inside. What? No! Don't you have to? I thought that was one of the big vampire things that if someone asks you to invite them inside, you have to do it. That is nearly the most opposite of true that is possible for it to be. Yeah, I mean, I think it was that you have to invite them over. Otherwise, yeah. Oh, darn. Leave this place at once, or the consequences will be most dire. Oh, come on, don't be like that. What's eating you? If you do not leave, the question will be what is eating you? And the answer will be me. Haha, that was pretty good. Ah, yeah, you really set me up for that one. Okay, trick her into letting you pass. I can't bamboozle, so why not? Okay, I'll go. I have an appointment anyway. Okay, do you have the time? I do not wear a watch, but she shades her eyes with one arm and looks up at the midday sun. Probably about 12:30. Ah! Her head bursts into flames. With a screech, she turns into a bat, which is still on fire, and escapes into a hole in the side of the building. Always something, I guess. Okay, so technically we can either screw him through, or we have... Yeah, the most luck with government-issued combination lock must be a prohibition thing. And let's head inside. First, let's check what do we have here. Almost everything on this shelf is busted up trash, but there's one unsmashed crate of booze. Nice, crate of vodka. Vodka is great for when your doctor tells you to drink plenty of clear fluids. Of course. The Grandpa Joe kept all this broken glass. The booze that used to be stored here is now in booze heaven. Some potions I don't have any ingredients, sadly. Some Koboko is painting on the side of this barrel. Okay, let's translate it. Oh, Reese, be careful not to drop your handkerchief in this barrel. Reaching the barrel to see if anybody ignored the advice. They did! You gotta like the booze-sunk handkerchief. It's a good thing. The booze-soaked handkerchief is very good later on, where you need some extra stench resistance. Yeah, this is a hanky soaked in some nice-smelling schnapps. And that's it. There's a label on this vat that reads Grandpa Joe's Extra Fancy Garlic Schnapps. Oh, maybe it wasn't Prohibition that put this place out of business. Yeah, but it's also a way to do without a fight. You crank on with the valve and dump about 12 gallons of pure distilled garlic juice on the floor. Wow, even with stench protection, it's a nasal experience you won't soon forget. The vampires completely flip their collective shinola. Some of them turn into bats and fight each other to be the first out of the hole in the wall. Some turn into mist and shoot out of cracks in the ceiling. And some just run out of the front door. After that, you hear several screams as they realize it's still daytime outside. That should satisfy Don Toblerone and his boss. Hopefully they won't mind the smell. Is this vat intentionally left empty? Unfriendly vat to do not use? But now that I'm done with this, I can equip my glasses once again. Yeah, but still. Of course. Yeah, this room is almost certainly empty. Hollow, sober plank. This sofa is so weird. One of those mist vampires must have been sitting here. And another crate of booze. Crate of gin. In this crate there are many bottles, and in each of the bottles is a bunch of delicious gin. Yeah, thanks. A amethyst choker, nice. Soothing fluid will heal 2 additional health points each round. Nice, but not exactly needed. Vampire boots. These were invented when the cobbler accidentally mispronounced vampire bats, okay. Bloodle. Piping hot strudel filled with blood instead of, I don't know, raspberries or whatever strudels normally have in them. And cosmetic wand. Nice, but I'm sticking with my current shoes. Technically, I could go back to Ocean City and get my reward from the mob. No trees, Vivian, the quality of your work at the distillery has been noted as excellent. We'll contact you in a telephonular manner with further opportunities, DT. Thank you. Honest work for this honest pay. What do we have here? 300 meat. Also, I completely forgot one more thing. Okay, new messages. New message, okay. Hold down T again. Dalton Don, Toblerone, verbalizing. Hi Don, it's me. Ah, splendiferous. Kudos on your triumphal completion of my previous assignation. You're welcome. Is that all? In fact, I have another item of business to be attenuated, which I believe to be suited marvelously to one of your skills. Which one? No, I mean, well, regardlessly, we require that you proceed apace to Crystaldream Lake, wherein is located a purveyor of tools and implements of construction. Say again, you might vernacularize it as a hardware store. Alright, you guys run out of cement or something? We have a necessity that you will perform upon this place of business that we categorize a shakedown. They owe you meat? No, we are merely desirous that local commercialist retail emporium feel a measure of intimidation. Okay, I guess I can handle that. I also completely forgot that, yeah, we allowed an instrument store to be built over here. Hi there, I'm Vivian. Well, howdy Vivian, I'm Tex. Got all manner of portable musical instruments. Perfect for living out the trip down at the steel track or whirling away the evening at a campfire. Those aren't typical use cases for me, but I get your drift. Yep, anything I can show you? Let's see, what do we have here? Wonderful. Throwing symbol. These objects are symbolic of your desire to throw sharp pieces of metal at people you disagree with. Boxy damage? Lost 1 bleeding. Perfect. I mean, I could tambourine the bells in this tambourine have been strategically loosened so that they can be launched towards enemies. No, I prefer the one with the bleeding. Also, he's pretty damn good on that harmonica. But if I'm correct, the soundtrack for this game was made by Ryan Ike. Dude makes some insane stuff with harmonica and guitars. Okay, back to the hardware store. Huge rotten log is blocking your path through the woods. I mean, well, not blocking per se, it's just a log. It isn't infinitely long or anything, you can go around it. It just, interrupted you? You know what I mean. Anyway, there's a big rotten log here. Investigate it. Go around to the other side of the log and discover that the shadier, damper side of it is covered in big, weird mushrooms. Neat, or gross, depending on how you feel about mushrooms. Gross, definitely gross. Grab a handful. You grab a large mushroom with both hands and pluck it off of the log. It blinks 2 little beady eyes at you and waves 2 little arms in a thoroughly upset manner. When you drop it on the ground, a second mushroom stands up, making angry noises. And then, as you start to back away, you hear a sort of rump noise behind you, and turn to see a third, much larger mushroom cracking its knuckles at you. Fair enough, let's beat it. Fortunately, these mushrooms are not fast enough to stop you from beating a hasty retreat. I mean, they're mushrooms. A fast mushroom would be really unexpected and terrifying. Yeah, there's a lot of aggressive mushrooms in this forest. After a short hike, you find a small hardware store nestled in the sparse woods surrounding the lake. It's the very model of a down-home country hardware store, except it doesn't have any old-timers sitting out front chewing the fat. Maybe it's their day off, or maybe they ran out of fat. Okay. The code reads, nice man, asking for candy. Eat. Hello? The proprietor, you presume? Talk to him. You're the proprietor, I presume? Yeah, welcome to Valley Hardware, the best hardware store in Crystaldream Valley. And why is that? Because of the selection of the prices? Because it's the only hardware store in the valley? I mean, technically 3 is the correct answer, so... Because it's the only hardware store in the valley? No, because it's the only hardware store in... Oh, shucks, friend, yeah, preempted my joke. Yeah, sorry. Now I know hard feeling. Good to see a new face around. What can I do for you? Okay. Pose is shaking. I'm gonna ask to shake up some of your merchandise. Come again? There's some mob guys who want to intimidate you for some reason, so they sent me here to shake things up, or down, something like that. Huh, all those cats have played what I could use a good shaking. I ain't got around to it for a while. Okay, sounds good. Can't say I feel particularly intimidated though. Okay. He gave all the paint cans some vigorous shaking. The proprietor nods his thanks. You're welcome. Ask for candy. You have any candy? Why, sure, here you go. Nice. Physical armor, hard candy, nice. Now, the valve. I need a pump valve for the lighthouse keeper. Oh, sure, what kind do you need? A Marston snacks the Marston. Nope, something else. A Glaxton. A Glaxton valve. Glaxton valve? Oh, shucks, they stopped making those things nearly a decade ago. Yes, there's a slight chance there's still one in the back room, and with back distance, termites got all the inventory. Maybe after it got flooded. Anyway, it's a real biblical style disaster back there. Here, I'll unlock the door for you so you can take a look around. If you can find a Glaxon valve in this mess, you're welcome to it. Thanks. I'm just stepping there. They might as well see what he has for sale. Okay, battery. Definitely gonna buy those. That's extra action points. Extra fuses just in case. Match, nice. Sharpening stone. Gonna use this. Comfy headlining, definitely. Used plunger? No, that's a melee weapon that uses muscle. But I'm definitely gonna... Comfy hat, yes, thank you. A comfy uncle's fedora, thank you. Sharpening stone. Yes, let's sharpen a throwing symbol, thanks. So that's... Oxy plus 4 physical damage and causes 1 bleeding. Much better, thank you. Waterlogged garbage. Seepage has caused this concrete to become set in its ways. Blow its mind, what? You open the concrete's mind to the wonders of the world. It feels stronger and more capable now. Powerful grit, even though it's just an inert powder, you're still pretty sure it's going to bully you. Oh, nice. Good thing you don't care what month it is because this calendar is worthless. But we have... How much of a door has to be gone before it doesn't count as a door anymore? That's a good question. But we have this. Something's wrong with the door in a way that termites and flooding doesn't readily explain. Let's step through. You step through the hole in the door and immediately feel a sickening lurch in your stomach and burst off. This was a bad idea in your mind. Like when you hit the first drop on a traveling carnival's rusty and hastily assembled roller coaster. After a moment, when the feeling has subsided enough, you open your eyes and look around. It looks like you're still in the same place you were, except someone came in and cleaned everything up while you weren't looking? Huh. Okay, can I... Flash sparkle purple grit? Nah, thanks, I'll pass. Stacks of boxes neatly labeled, shelves full of neatly organized hardware that definitely hasn't been destroyed yet. There's a 1917 calendar on the wall by the desk. Looks brand new. As you leave the storeroom, the shopkeeper spins around and you both stare at each other in surprise. You, because the shopkeeper looks quite a bit younger than he did when you went in there, and him because... Hey now, what in the heck were you doing in my back room? And how'd you get back there without me seeing ya? I'm a termite inspector. I didn't call for any termite inspector. No, I despise inspection, so the termites won't find out in advance. Well, how'd you get at me? I'm very good at my job. Huh, well, I don't expect you found any termites. I make my own custom pesticide. Yeah, it seems to be pretty effective. I might have to go back in there for a follow-up check later, though. That's fine, I suppose. Just don't move stuff around too much. I like to keep it tidy back there. No problem. Exactly, shelters lot of dangerous pesticides that you're pretty sure were banned years ago. Kind of a shame, paint in all the season's most popular colors such as ordinary blue and old-fashioned green and conservative purple. Nice. Okay, let's have a talk. Welcome to Valley Hardware, best hardware store in Crystaldream Valley. Because it's the only hardware store in the valley? Ha, that's a good one. I'll have to remember that. I'm sure you will. What can I do for you? I'd like to buy one of those new Glaxton valves. As the government has bought my entire stock. What? Yeah, for the big damned building. I can order you one though. How long would that take? 6 to 8 weeks? Would you mind holding on to it for me if I am not back right away? Oh, sure, that's no problem. How long you figure? 11 years? What? No, forget how I said that's not a problem. Well, nuts. Listen, I can tell you they bought a heap more Glaxton valves than they gonna need for that damn. Go up the worksite, you might get the foreman to sell you one of their spares. Where is it? Southeast end of the valley. You got a map? I have a postcard. Crystaldream Lake? I never heard of that. Ah, it's got a little picture of a dam on it there. See? That's about the same place relative to here. Fair enough. Great, thanks. What do you have for sale? I might get another fuse, matches, and sharpening stone just in case. But also a very important part, ask about outhouse rentals. You're renting out houses? I mean, you're renting out outhouses? Yep, at least I was. Now that indoor plumbing started to get popular, there's no market for them anymore. Just got the one left, and after that I'm calling it quits on putting up new ones. Where in the last one? Yep, sure thing. It'll be 200 feet up front for the installation, and have that each month afterward for maintenance. What maintenance do you do? I dump some powdered lime down the hole, clean out the ventilation pipes, and check for splinters. And once the pit starts to get full, I'll move the outhouse over a couple yards and dig a new one for you. Plus, you get a free subscription to the local newspaper. Thanks. Great, where do you want me to put it? I don't know. I've heard impulse shopping, but buying an outhouse when you don't actually need it, that's a new one to me. Listen, that thing ain't going nowhere. Why don't you just hold on to the meat and come back when you got a plan? Thanks. We will need that thing, but now. There doesn't seem to be anything on the other side of the door. Weird. And we're kinda in like a tiny space pocket. Yeah, this shelf is labeled ineffective pesticides, of course. So, time to go to the dam. There's a lot of stuff with time travel in this map, in this area. Two things which are hard to describe, but let's say they're more or less like smoking holes in space through which you can see faint light of distant and dying stars float up to you with an air of menace. The two orbs squint at you, and Mr. Poindexter's voice echoes inside your head in a way that makes your eardrums itch. Ah, Taylor, clearly you did not recognize the warning inherent in our last meeting. How predictable you are. Did you predict this hand gesture? I suppose you think you're clever. I dislike clever people. Well, that makes sense, considering how you're so deeply in love with yourself. Taylor, you are interfering in affairs that do not concern you, and they are the affairs of very important and powerful people. I'm just trying to find my uncle. How about you creeps stop interfering in my affairs? This is your final warning, Taylor. We are not playing games. Well, that's a shame. I could teach you a pretty good one. We could find a Moxie. Okay, let's go with Moxie. It's called a 52 pickup. You whip out of decks and spray them at the orbs, which flinch and sputter in the fluttering cloud of white constructs. By the time Poindexter recovers his composure, you're gone. Why, you dirty, uncouth little... Next time we meet, I'll put you in your place, and I'm adding lettering to your list of crimes. Fuck off, buddy. Sneak away. Technically, you could play this entire game as a pacifist. I think there's even an option over here. Yeah, pacifist mode breaks out dialogue options that would result in combat. Because you can finish this game without fighting. You will get beaten up a lot, but it's going to be relatively, let's say, beneficial because losing fights gives you extra stats, so that's another thing. Hey, how are you holding up, Molly? Let's Uncle my chop's gonna stretch his legs, okay. Nothing new. There's a lot of lake water in this pipe. Let's fish a little bit. Okay. Backseat driver fish, nice. Elliptical banjo fish? Can I have something useful, please? That would be nice. Medicinal whiskey fin. I mean, at least I'll be able to sell it. Okay, this pump has a Glaxton valve on it. The valve is held in place by decades of corrosion. Even if you could detach it, it'd get wrecked in the process. This drain pack has some nasty goo coming out of it. Beautiful flower stands in defiance of the reigning in of nature. It smells as good as it looks. Okay, can't do anything with it. The code reads meat hidden in the pipe. You reach into the pipe and snag the concealed and congealed well. Oh. Maintenance access, of course. Let's go through. Another one of those time doors. Let's hope that repeated exposure to these isn't going to give your ancestors cancer. Thank you. Pipe shoes, thanks, not wearing them. They are extremely loud. Who kills them? What is abandoned a toolbox here? They're lost my gain. 11 in 1 oil. Nice, thank you. Spray on asbestos. Alright, I don't even have effects on me with food. Maximum. Okay, let's eat this thing. Thank you. Potions. Increased Moxie. Magical weapon attacks. Mysticality. Old armor. Yeah, this is the diner coffee. We'll never be able to drink it. Good grief, this coffee smells good. And bring yourself to drink it because you might really need some coffee later. A handcrafted coffee. Okay, let's go with this one. One extra. You drink the fluid and immediately feel ashamed of yourself for even thinking of it as a coffee. Energized. Okay, you're simultaneously amped up from the caffeine in that nasty beverage and angry that you drank it. I mean, I have extra action points, so that's good. Isn't stands the reason that a structure this big would need more than one truck's worth of concrete. This one is empty. Let's fish. Now you don't want to get your hook stuck. Ah. Hey, Poindexter says nobody late on the crew is allowed on the site. Poindexter? Yeah, Poindexter the foreman. Terrence Poindexter. Oh jeez. The man clutches his stomach. Are you alright? Just starving is all. The rest of the crew went to lunch, but somebody had to stay here and keep all the rubbernecks and looky-loos off the side. I drew the short pants. Short pants? Do you mean straw? Now I've got these 6 little pairs of pants we found when we cleared out the nest of fairies. I see. Can I have them? No, because then we have no way of picking who stands guard. Oh man, I can't believe how hungry I am. It's like I'm gonna turn inside out. What about the table over there that says lunch? There's a reason everybody else left the site to eat, pal. You don't want to eat what Poindexter considers lunch. How bad could it be? Is it jelly deals or something? Man, I'd kill for a jelly deal. Poindexter brings these little balls of sludge. He says, how does it go? He says, the point of eating is nutrition. Making sustenance pleasurable is a pointless waste of time and resources. She is a real riot at parties, that guy. That sounds awful. That's because it is awful. Okay, we gotta give him something. We could fight this dude, but he's insanely tough. So the best thing to do is to, basically just let him feed up. Gibson's extra sweet pears. Even more of a homemade cookie. A Glockman brought. He's 60% sleepy and 40% hungry. Let's see, something more. Bloodle? He's almost asleep, but still just a little bit hungry. Ah, my loss. Okay, have a glow nut. Finally satiated, he slumps to the ground and falls fast asleep. Much better. The guy is in a well-deserved food coma. Besides his lunch, but what's on the table isn't identifiable as anything you'd want to eat. Yeah, I understand. Blackspan screws, Grafton nuts, Daxton shafts, Waxpan discs, Braxton cords, Crampton picks, Blackston valves. Thank you. There's only one left. Good thing you got here when you did. It's a brand new 11-year-old Blackston valve. Thank you. Also, I also do here. And extra experience. Thank you. And let's fish. Also, sinks are really good not just for fishing. The brick outhouse is extremely well constructed. Not only for fishing, but for removing all negative status effects. Okay, got me a Blackstone valve. Thanks. The ray of sunshine peeks through the clouds and a light breeze rustles the trees, making your hike through the woods much more pleasant. At least for the moment. You even catch sight of a group of large, gaily colored butterflies nearby. You move toward them slowly, so to not startle them, and as you get close, you realize that instead of having regular insect bodies, they're little people. Fairies! Wow. Hello there. Hello. Gosh, you're really beautiful. You're beautiful? And that sounded just like my voice. Hey guys, mimics. That's real cute. Ah, it's on my face. No, not my eyes. Whoops. Swat away a fairy that has fluttered up next to you and attempted to stab you in the neck with a rusty needle. Hell! Okay, I'll just be on my way. Look out, Jim, that one's got a gun! Indeed, another fairy is approaching like a full-sized snot-nosed revolver in its little arms. Hello, beautiful. No, fighting. There is no dealing with these guys. Okay. Saxophone and flute. I have 2 action points at once now. I have 2 action points. Right now, thanks to the code, I can use both at once. And the symbol is pretty damn strong right now. 1 physical damage 7 times. Kneecap of 3 physical damage and reducing the muscle. No, let's go with just regular. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good thing. Fairy dust, spooky armor, fairy cake, mysticality by 1, and damage of magical weapon attacks by 2. No, that's not for me. Follow the trail of fairy dust. You follow the trail of shimmering dust, punctuated by 2 of lowest smashed beetles and 1 beaten unconscious fox, and discover a small clearing filled with presumably fairy nests. Let's explore it. That's a little bit away, but that's a good experience farm plus 1 extra item. Oh, nice, I have a ton of extra experience. Thanks! Okay, what do we have here? Let's go with virtuosity plus 1 mysticality plus 1 maximum action points. I'd like to see how much experience I have left. 93, okay. Item drops, meat drops. Now let's go with this one. Mysticality. Yeah, what do I have now? Muscle 4, Mysticality 6, Moxie 5. Pretty good. Max AP 3. You got very nice. It's maybe too small for you to get a good grip on with your big clumsy human hands. But I can throw it at someone, that's good. Yeah, because the fairies have guns, right. Nice. And I still have enough for 1 more extra attack. Much, much better. Plus 1 bleeds, so this one is dead. Much, much better. Like I said, normally I like going with other people, but you gotta admit that Molly is pretty damn efficient as a fighter. The only downside is that her attacks are technically random, so she might not exactly attack the one dude that you are hoping that she would attack. A squirrel cheese, fairy skull one. This tiny one is tipped with fairy skull, which is like a human skull, except it's only about an inch in diameter. Nice, okay. Another fairy has what? Horrors, okay. Full of rock, sparkle grit, impenetrable shellac. Nice. And once again, saxophone, flute. What do we have here? Oh right, I can do this. Nuclear bomb. Much better, thank you. Now just orchestra hit. And a regular attack. And we're done with these guys. The only problem is that their strength is in numbers. Okay, let's go with this one. Their only strength is in numbers. If they overwhelm you, then it's, well, basically goodbye. Yeah. Begin every combat shielded. That's a good thing. But in a later scenario. Is there any of these guys that... Yeah, it tends to explode, dealing 4 hot damage to your entire party. Okay, I see. Right, there's no point with this. Okay, it exploded, but we survived. Anyways. Ah, hand injury. We'll have to wash it off. And once again, music. Hey, anyone trying to explode over here? No? Okay, so I'll just go with Orchestra Strike. And finish them off one after another. And there we go. Like I said, guys aren't that bad. This must be home of one of the wealthier fairy familiars. This thing is horrible, must be meant to scare humans away. Take it back to your room. Wait, seriously? You want to take this obviously evil, obviously extremely ugly statue back to your room? The room where you sleep? Yes. You drag the horrible sculpture to the bus stop. A bus arrives but refuses to pick you up. Because of the horrible sculpture, I mean. You spend the next several hours dragging it back to your room. I don't regret it. Pretend to find it. There we go. Fairy. Fisticuffs. Thank you. Ah, I forgot to. Yeah. Never use the hand. Plus 3 to ranged weapon attacks. Got the seat in it. Also, since it's the next day, I can also go... No, I don't want a perfect clip. I can go to Miss Brewster's and raid her kitchen, but first... Splash some water off your face. Good, we got rid of the hand injury. And now we can go over here. Do some cooking. Okay, what do we have here? Iron pumpernickel. Might as well do it. A mana enriched flour, thanks. Nothing but backed sandwiches with threatening notes attached to them. Best to leave them alone. Okay, let's fish. Chunk of gristle, no thanks. Okay, raid it. Junk mail. Match. Okay, junk mail is new technology that allows trash to be distributed to everybody so that we can all share the effort of throwing it away. It's pretty down on the nose. The sad part is that you cannot open junk mail until... No, you're not. I'm going to deal with a shoving plasma. I'm going to deal with a mob thing. Because I got my reward for the shakedown. Again, congratulations on your successful shakedown. You'll be contaminated with another request in due timeliness. Good God, this dude is insufferable. Nice. Even more. Even more stuff. Nice. Like I said, you can basically open up the junk mail. You can open up, but only during the last chapter. Okay, install the Blackstone Vault. Fortunately, the place where it slots in is clearly labeled. It kind of sounded like toilet flushing. Hello again. I installed the valve. Yeah, I've been watching the water level through the window here. Should be dry enough for our purposes now. Come on upstairs. I mean, yeah, kinda. Most lighthouses have a somewhat bigger lamp. An empty and wet bookshelf would think he had his book downstairs. Box of a spare 60-watt light bulbs. We only use 60-watt light bulbs. Don't need much. Ain't that big a lake. Fair enough. Well, here we are. Welcome to where the magic happens. Magic? Sure. Yeah, blocks. Old lighthouse keep a joke. So, can I have the compass now? What? No, certainly not. I need that. But you asked if I had an old compass, and I said I did, and that I'd show it to you. And I said nothing about giving it to you. Oh, well, I really need it. So do I. Gotta calibrate this lamp to the North Star every so often. I need a good compass to show me which one's the North one. What if I get you a new one? Nope, I said a good one. The new ones ain't any use at all. Why not? Is that how they changed them? What? Change the compasses? They didn't teach you that in school? Oh, got short memories. It was only round about the turn of the century. Some Atlas company bought the patent on West and rebranded it as New North. Then they did a recall on all the compasses and issued new ones. They're all point west now, and that's useless for my purposes. Okay. Well, how about I find you another old one then? You can find another free New North compass in at least as good condition as mine, then sure, I'll swap you. Don't forget what the point of that would be though, since you'd already have one. Well, it's a long story, never mind that. Well, maybe this will help you. Most of those compasses got radium paint on the dials so you can read them at night. This old Geiger counter ought to be able to pick up the radiation from that. I mean, fair enough. The newest innovation of the Hey Really company. This device allows you to detect radiation by making an annoying clicking noise whenever any is nearby. Fair enough. I mean, I'd rather know that I'm right next to something that potentially kill me, but yeah. How should I start? Well, most folks consider the old kind of compass to be trash nowadays, and if I was trash, I'd probably be at the old junkyard. Neat, thanks. But there's still a lot of places that we could discover. Okay, you notice a particular cobweb strewn tops of trees, and as you get near it, you catch a glimpse of a big hole full of spiders in the middle of it. You just barely read the old wooden sign next to it, declaring to the world that the hole belongs to Beppo. Go check out the terrible spider hole. Thanks! The plaque says Beppo's Hole at the top, and then there's some fine print. Beppo's Hole is named after Beppo P. Srichok, who purchased this plot of land in 1903 with the stated intention of creating a shark sanctuary. He managed to dig one decent-sized pit, but before he could fill it up with sharks, it filled itself up with spiders. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say that the spiders filled it up with themselves and their offspring, the teeming hordes of awful venomous offspring. It is the opinion of the Crystaldream Lake Historical Society that Beppo's Hole should be avoided at all costs. In fact, we probably shouldn't have put this placard here, or included it on any of our maps. May those who leave behind forgive us. Fascinating. Yeah, technically it's one of those where you can basically fight an infinite amount of enemies just for extra experience, but I'm not doing this. This wooden cocoon is roughly person-sized, so it's either a person who's been cocooned by a spider and is slowly suffocating to death, or a person-sized mass of baby spiders. Let's risk. Hello in there? Are you a person? Or a mind-breaking quantity of baby spiders? Is that the kind of noise that a whole lot of baby spiders would make? Up them free, you cut apart the cocoon, bracing yourself with true horror. Fortunately, it turns out to just be a guy in there. Whoa, thanks friend. You had me worried there for a sec. They call me Doc. I came here to get some free gauze. Get a bit more than I bargained for. Hi Doc, I'm Vivian. I assume from your doctor that hat thing that you live your doctor. In the sense that doctoring is my profession, yes. In the sense that I have legal license for practicing it, no. You're looking for gauze? Yep, labs from big spiders like this make really great surgical gauze. It's strong, self-adhesive, and even sterile if it's really fresh. Unfortunately, I had a bit of more than I could chew. You can chew it too. No, I mean metaphorically. One of the great big spiders that live in Beppo's hole caught sight of me. I don't recommend messing around with that hole, especially if you're flushed with the juice on medicinal alcohol. I see. Let's ask about hobo code? Sure, I can teach you a hobo prof all kinds of medical terms, thank you. And tell him about hobo camp. There's a hobo camp just outside of Ocean City. They could probably use a doctor. Great, I could use some patience, because I'm too eager to get doctoring. It's a joke that works better out loud than in print. Much too eager? Okay. But, anyway, see you there. Okay, bye, thanks. I'm not going to ask any further. Extract gel, psychogel, stylish gel. Like I said, there's still a lot of places. You see a familiar looking person heading towards you on the path. As you get near, you realize the person they look so familiar is because they look exactly like you. Now, we can either greet them or turn around and leave. If we greet them, there is a very big chance that we will pause as space-time continuum thingy, and it will reflect on our ending. And since I haven't figured out how to deal with it just yet, I tried a lot of things. Yeah, I'm going to avoid myself. Yeah, things are entirely weird enough around here without getting into whatever goes on here. Oh, nice. Crystaldream Valley Crystal Shop. Take a detour and check it out. Thank you. That's always a side quest. The proprietress of this empty store has nothing to proprietor. What do you sell here? What do you think? Nothing. You're dead right, aren't you? And it's funny, don't you think? Cause you'd really think that a crystal store next to a crystal mine would sell crystals, wouldn't you? Please, you're using too many italics, I can't focus. Let me tell you a little story about a young woman whose name is Me. Ooh, I love little stories. My parents wanted me to go straight into college, so that's what I did. But college girls, they're only thinking about one thing, getting a degree so they can work in a mine. I'm not like regular girls, pal. I want to sell the things that come out of a mine. Sure, gases and such. So I dropped out and moved across 13 states to the best crystal mine in the country. But when I arrived, the mine was out of business. And now so am I. Before I even got started. Okay, let's go. So yeah, want to check out that mine? Yeah, break me off a couple crystals, you were thinking? Not asking to clear out a whole mine pile, but with just a few crystals, I can afford to send my whole sorority down there. I'll see what I can do. What do we have here? Your meandering height takes you near the lake, which may not have been reflected in the map displayed, but you'll just have to suspend your disbelief on that one. Molly picks up a flat stone and skims it expertly across the water. Nice one. Thanks. Hey Sugar, how big a rock you think you can chuck? Raw muscle isn't exactly my forte, but I guess I'd do alright. You pick up a fist-sized rock and pitch it into the lake with a splash. A lot plonk, close behind. You turn to see Molly picking up a softball-sized rock with a grin. That's impressive. I might look like a girly girl, but my Tommy's got a kick like a mule. Gotta keep the rust up at his fists, you know? Is Tommy a boyfriend? That sounds kind of... My girlfriend's name is Nancy. Tommy is short for M1921 Thompson submachine gun. Oh right, I knew that. She heaves another large rock into the lake. You try your best to match it, but it's not much of a contest. Molly's muscle increases by 1. Thank you. That was nice, thanks. And judging by the time, I guess we could say that it's been like an hour of this episode. So, as I said, I do not want to drag this any further. I want to keep relatively consistent around 1 hour. So, time for me to wrap everything up. So, I guess we will be starting off with side quests in the next episode. So, once again, without further ado, that's all for today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.